What's going on, YouTube? So I'm about to live react to episode 7, volume 4 of RWBY. I kind of have some ideas about what's going to happen during this episode. Tyrion's probably going to fight Crow for a minute and then run off. And Ranger will be safe, continuing on their way to Haven. Something that's definitely going to be happening is Weiss is going to be berated by her father for acting that way. She's probably just going to completely break with him and go find her team that she originally fought with. Really excited for this episode. Let's hop right in. Farm boy.
Oscar, supper's almost ready.
Oscar, eh?
What are we having?
Doesn't matter.
Nice.
I never agreed to these terms.
It's part of the living under my roof contract. Read the fine print and come wash up.
That's a good mom right there.
We have to leave. Oscar. Oscar.
Yeah, Oscar, don't run away from husband.
I've decided you're not real, so you might as well just give up.
Whoa.
I understand how you're feeling.
It's in your head.
I went through the same panic and confusion.
That's weird. He's gonna get attacked, that's why he's leaving.
It's not real. It's not real.
I can assure you, you're perfectly sane.
I'm talking to a voice in my head.
I didn't say you were normal. I said you were sane. There's quite a significant difference.
Shut up! You think this is funny? It's not.
We are in complete agreement on that matter, I promise you. Believe me, I wish this weren't the case.
He's in a tight
As
spot.
I've told you, our aura, our souls are combined.
What? That's weird. How does that
I'm
work?
done listening to you.
Listen to us, but he knows better. He's lived
I've been
longer.
to Haven.
I told you I'm not going, and I told you I'm done listening.
Have you ever
Do you
been
think
to
you
Haven?
could describe the headmaster's office?
No, why would I know that? I've never seen...
Try.
He's gonna show it to him to prove he's real in his head.
It's probably... It's
He can see it.
autumn colored. With a large mahogany desk. There's a small table and chairs in the corner for guests. With a tea set that... I gave him.
What? Oh, it's
Why
husband.
did I say that?
That's husband.
Why do I know that? Why did I say that?
Because I helped build that school, and the tea set was a gift to the man running it now. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. If I recall, your aunt has several books on Mistral downstairs. I'm certain you could find a picture in one of them.
That's right. I must have seen it in a picture.
Oscar,
Stop talking to me!
Ooh.
I have a grave responsibility to uphold.
Yes, he does.
We both do.
I never agreed to anything.
No, you didn't. And neither did I at first. But you do have an opportunity.
For what?
Greatness, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Greatness in knowing that when the world needed help, you were the one to reach out your hand.
That's right.
It won't come without hardship, without sacrifice.
He's the next
But I
one.
know you don't want to live the rest of your life working as a farmhand in Mistral.
Mistral.
So you just decided to read my thoughts?
Well, they're our thoughts now.
That's weird.
Get out of my head!
Oscar, supper time. I better see clean hands.
I was about to say that. That's crazy, y'all. Like, how did that even happen? Oh, no.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Screw you.
Do you have any
No, you're
idea what your stunt cost us?
I...
And don't think I'm just talking about Lien here. Our reputation. Our...
I want to leave.
I beg your pardon.
Good.
I said I want to leave.
That's right.
I don't want to stay here anymore. I don't want to stay in Atlas anymore.
Young lady, I don't give a damn about what you want.
Screw
This
you,
isn't
Jack.
about you. This is about the Schnee family name and your apparent insistence on dragging it through the mud.
Screw that.
I have done nothing but fight to uphold the honor of my family name. A name that you married into.
I knew he was gonna do that. I knew it.
This behavior of yours is incredibly disappointing. You couldn't possibly understand the lengths I've gone to in order to keep this family where it is. You think running off like your sister is going to make the Schnee name stronger? You're wrong. Siding with her only divides us.
Good. Who'd want to be a
I'm
part
not
of someone
siding
like
with
you?
Anyone. I'm doing what I feel is right, and that does not include wasting my time up here with these clueless people in Atlas.
There you go. She doesn't belong
The Schnee
here.
family legacy isn't yours to leave. It's mine.
That's right.
And I'll do it as a huntress.
You better be
No.
careful what you say.
You won't. You're not leaving Atlas. You're not to leave the manor grounds unless I specifically allow it.
She's...
You are going to remain here, out of sight and out of trouble, until you and I come to an agreement on your future.
That's not gonna happen.
What?
There's no way in hell.
Your presupposition that you can simply have whatever it is you want is a clear sign of our failure as parents.
No.
But from now on, I'll be giving you the full attention you require, starting by keeping you where I can see you.
You can't just keep me from leaving.
I can, and the staff here will make sure of it.
So now I'm just your prisoner?
Yeah.
You are my daughter. You're a child, and children are grounded
Is
when
she?
they misbehave.
This is only going to make things worse, Father. People will ask questions. They'll want to know why the heiress to the Schnee Dust Company is suddenly nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Which is why you are no longer the heiress to the Schnee Dust Company.
Oh, screw you, Jacques.
Excuse me?
That's not happening.
Clearly, the trauma you endured at the fall of Beacon was too much for you.
This is...
Which is why you've generously revoked your claim to the company and its earnings, passed them on to your brother Whitley.
Yeah, right.
It's time to wake up and face reality.
It's time for you to stop being a pompous ass who wants to rule people's lives. God, that sucks. It's locked, of course, is it? Or is it?
Whitley?
Yes, sister?
Did you know about this?
Probably.
About what?
You never liked Winter. You never liked me. But you've been nothing but supportive since the moment I came back.
If being kind to my big sister is some sort of crime, then I suppose I'm guilty.
You wanted this to happen.
Yeah?
It's foolish not to do as Father asks.
I can't believe you.
Don't worry, Weiss. The Schnee family name is in good hands.
Yeah, right. This is terrible. That's the like I look. The look I like. That is the look I like. She's gonna be training until she has her opportunity to escape. She's not here forever, people. Meriton Aster! Oh, we're back here, are we?
As I live and breathe,
Yep.
Crow Bronwyn.
Well, he knows who he is.
A true huntsman has entered the fray.
I don't know. This guy's weird.
Yeah, he is.
Look, pal, I'm not sure who you are, but you need to leave my niece alone.
Why, friend, my name is Tyrion. And I'm afraid that is not possible. My assignment from Her Grace was to retrieve this young girl. So, that is what I must do. One does not upset the Queen.
Queen?
Salem.
Ah.
Who?
Who?
I think we've had enough talk now, don't you?
Let's go, boy.
Took the words right out.
He interrupted him. How rude. Oh. Throws better in every way. What? What? That's cool. To go to support from a distance. Don't hit Crow, young lady. How dare you? Punch him in the face. Yeah! Fist fighting, baby. Let's go, Crow. Kick his ass, Seabass. Better go help him. He got hit with that lightning stuff like I was talking about last time.
Do you wish to be taken?
No, but I won't stand by and watch someone get hurt.
Crow trusts her. Let's go.
Ruby, what did I say? Get back!
This is my fight too!
No, it's not that.
Careful, Ruby. That was a sick. Ooh. Jeez. Oh. That hurt.
You bitch! She'll forgive you.
No, she won't. Coward.
Are you okay?
I'll be fine. He just grazed me.
Yeah, but you better get some
What's that
antidote
cry?
there.
How did you get here?
Why are people after Ruby?
Uncle
It's
Crow,
her eyes.
what's going on?
What's your favorite fairy tale?
That's... What's your favorite fairy tale? Wow. These episodes are picking up, y'all. So the first part of this episode is obviously about the farm boy. So somehow Ozpin is coexisting with the kid inside his mind, which is very odd. I don't know how exactly that works. What I'm thinking now is that whenever Ozpin fought Cinder, he was probably defeated or destroyed in some way. I don't know if his entire body was destroyed or not, but I think he was probably defeated. Can't confirm that, but now I'm kind of thinking that. Because why else would he be occupying someone else's body? Because obviously he doesn't have a body of his own. I don't know how he transferred his mind like that, but that's probably some backstory that we'll have to find out later. And I really feel bad for this kid because yeah, if I had a voice inside my head that was telling me things, I would really feel like I was going insane as well. So we can kind of see how he's really agitated that Ozpin's talking to him all the time and telling him these things. Ozpin basically tells the boy that they need to leave, for what reason we don't know. And the boy is obviously very distressed by this. He doesn't want to listen to the voice in his head. And I'm glad that Ozpin is very sympathetic towards the kid. He's like, yeah, I know this is hard to understand, but at least Ozpin provides a scenario that helps the boy understand that he's not going crazy. The farm boy just has to put forth the effort to accept it. Once again, don't know this kid's backstory, no idea how that works. Maybe latched onto some kind of particular person, maybe like someone of pure heart or something like that. That seems cliche, but it's very possible that might be what it is. They said originally that the Spring Maiden can only be a girl, basically, and so now that definitely probably wouldn't work. We still don't know who the Spring Maiden is. We probably have some hints along the way of who it is, but I really don't know at this point. I wish the boy would stop being obstinate and actually listen to Ozpin, because Ozpin has lived many, many more years than how old this boy is. Because if my theory is right, the story of the four maidens, I believe that Ozpin is the old man in that story. It just makes sense, to be honest. That Ozpin's the old man and Salem is the old winter maiden. So I really hope the boy gets his head out of his butt and does what Osmond says, because he needs to do that in order to survive, probably. Because I feel like people are getting leads to come after him. I don't know who's going to be coming after him, but it's possible. So the next arc that we kind of see in this episode is the whole thing with Weiss being berated by her father. Jacques obviously very upset with his daughter for acting the way she did at the ball. And then her father's just complaining about the family name and how it's being spoiled by her. Weiss is obviously hating her time in Atlas and in Jacques' household because he's really just such an ass that really does not care about his daughters at all. He just cares about capitalism and the name of the family and just carrying it on and on through the generations. When Weiss says she wants to leave, Jacques basically goes on a rant. Jacques said that he doesn't care what his own daughter wants and that all he's concerned with is not dragging the Schnee family name through the mud. And then we learn something very important through Weiss's retort at her father. Weiss states she's done nothing to bring down the Schnee family name and has only brought it up by defending her honor. And that Jacques isn't even originally a Schnee. Jacques married into this business. So the prestigious name of Schnee basically came from her mother, which I did not realize. I totally thought Jacques was a Schnee originally. That's not really true because Jacques has married into the Schnee family company and taken over it basically. And when Weiss reminds him of that, he just straight up smacks her across the face. If you guys saw in the last episode, I know it was very brief, I didn't really touch on it, but I knew her father was going to slap her at some point. That is just part of his character and I could tell that from the very beginning.
Weiss, that's enough.
Let go of me.
You're embarrassing the family.
I said let go.
Don't you hit her. Don't you. He's a father that only thinks of his daughters as subjects and people that need to be ruled, which is a horrible idea because Weiss has dreams and ideas of her own. Weiss says she wants to leave still and be like her sister and be independent and not be under the Schnee family name, really. I feel like Jacques' very bitter about this, and his wife, Weiss leaves, is basically breaking the family name or dividing it, as he said. Which is good, because this guy's a jerk, and Weiss obviously does not want to be a part of the Schnee family name anymore. And then Weiss even goes off to say that it is her name originally, it is her mother's name. She says it's her legacy to leave, and she'll do it as a huntress, which I think is great. Which I respect her for saying because she's staying true to what she's always wanted to be. She hasn't forgotten about her time at Beacon, and that's great. And as Weiss wants to do that, and that is not in Jacques' best interest, basically he's going to lock her up on the Schnee family grounds. Jacques says she's going to be locked up until they can come to an agreement about what her responsibility is in the future and how she is to act. Weiss brings up the point very angrily that she is the heiress and that people are going to ask questions and people are going to talk, as Roman Torchwick once said. That's one of my favorite lines that he said.
Hello, kitty cat. You miss me? You know, we really ought to stop meeting like this.
People are gonna talk. She says things are going to get worse for her father because the heiress to the Schnee Dust Company is nowhere to be found. And that's when Jacques breaks the news that she is no longer the heiress to the Schnee Dust Company. I don't know if this was a spur-of-the-moment decision, but Jacques has got it all figured out and how he's going to try to control his family's future, including Weiss, by lying and saying that her time at Beacon basically broke her, and she can no longer handle being heiress of the Schnee Dust Company. And the heiress, or the heir now, is going to her brother Whitley. And he literally says it's time for you to wake up, Weiss, and face the real world. The irony in this is that Jacques doesn't realize that the world really is falling apart. What he doesn't realize is the real world is a very scary place, a very unstable place that needs protecting. The world needs Weiss to be a huntress because they need more huntresses to defend the evil that's coming. As in Salem, and that's a pretty big deal. He's so blind. That's the thing about these aristocrats all the time. They're so blind. And it's all gonna come tumbling down one day. Y'all watch. It's all gonna come tumbling down on his head. Literally or figuratively, we'll just have to see. I got a little heated during this because in case y'all didn't know, Weiss is my favorite character. So I apologize for that. Then Weiss very angrily goes to the new heir of the Schnee Dust Company, Whitley, her brother. Weiss talks to Whitley and she suddenly realizes that this is what he wanted the whole time. He just let it happen and said nothing to her. Like he said, it's wise to do as father asks. He has no dreams or aspirations of his own. He just wants to follow in his father's footsteps and gain the fortune. It's really sad to see. And then we see Weiss go into her room and cry. I can totally understand that. Then you see this determined look on Weiss's face and you realize that she is not buying into what her father is selling. She clears the space in her room and then she takes out Meriton Aster. So I know what she's doing. I remember the scene from the intro. She's totally going to be training to break her way out of here eventually. And it's going to be great. I can see this breakout going one of three ways. First way, she trains, she summons a huge soldier and breaks down all the walls in her house and runs away. Her and her father are in bad terms the whole time. Second way, she trains, she summons a huge soldier, she knocks down the walls, and then eventually, maybe at the end of this volume, her and her father make up. That's what I would like to see. And then third, she summons this great big thing and her father sees that she is much better suited to be a huntress than take over the Schnee Dust Company as a businesswoman, basically. That would also be nice, but I kind of feel like her father's too stuck in his ways to see the truth. Anyway, this happens. I can't wait to see it. This is going to be great, and I can't wait to see Weiss train it some more. And then we get to see the fight back with Crow and Ruby and Tyrion. So this fight was also really awesome. I think I liked it a lot more than the previous, because Crow is just such a badass. It's interesting that Tyrion knows who Crow is in this, but Crow has no idea who Tyrion is. Tyrion even calls him a true huntsman, so he recognizes that Crow really is a good huntsman. Tyrion basically says they need to take Ruby away to the Queen, and Crow realizes that it's Salem. I think that might be one of the first times, if not the first time, you hear Salem's name in the entire Ruby series. And then they fight for a little bit. The fight's really, really awesome. Ruby wants to help, but she doesn't quite know how. She gets up on the roof and starts shooting at Tyrion, but obviously Tyrion's just blocking it with his tail, which is pretty cool to watch. I didn't realize Tyrion had like guns in his gauntlets. That's something that's new. He's quite a spry guy, I gotta say. He may not be the strongest, but he can definitely dodge. Tyrion's definitely very scrappy. And then we get to see that Crow's sword slash scythe gets knocked away into the wall, and Tyrion totally thinks he has him, and Crow just makes a fist and punches him right in the face. I thought that was one of the best parts. Tyrion just doubles over because he didn't expect that. And then Crow gets the sword back, and Tyrion and him fight a little more, fall into this building, and Ruby immediately realizes that she needs to go help them. And Crow just busts out of there in a sword real cool. I thought that was awesome. And Ruby is really determined to help Crow fight, and I think Crow realizes this, and he actually lets her fight with him for a little bit, so I thought that was cool. He obviously trusts her to a certain extent, but he still does want to protect her, because then directly after that, Crow says, "Get away, Ruby," and Ruby's like, "No, it's my fight too." But Crow was actually talking about the environment, because a piece of wood almost fell and hit Ruby right in the head, but he chopped it away. But then Crow gets slashed by Tyrion's tail, which is obviously not a good thing because it's poisonous. It totally would seem poisonous because it's a scorpion tail, totally makes sense. Then we see that he just cuts off Tyrion's tail, and Tyrion isn't having any of that. He screams in pain, all that, and he can't fight anymore. Tyrion runs away, saying that she'll forgive him, which she obviously will not. It's not going to be a good deal whenever that happens. I don't know what Salem thinks of Tyrion, if he's just a pawn or not, we'll just have to see. And although Crow plays it off, I know that he's probably pretty badly injured because of all the venom and the scorpion tail. Tyrion's scorpion tail obviously had scratched him. I just hope he's going to be alright. He's a strong guy, he should be alright, and they're really going to need him in the later fights, so he better be good. And then something very, very interesting happened there at the end. Ruby asks what the heck is going on, and then Crow basically answers her question with the question saying, "What is your favorite fairy tale?" Come on, Crow, give me something easier. It's very interesting that he brings that up because we knew originally that the series was kind of based off fairy tales and fantasy. I think I said that in my reaction right after or whatever. As in, there's like Goldilocks, and there's like Pinocchio, and there's other things and other characters. Like Blake is supposed to be Belle from Beauty and the Beast, basically. But like it says in the intro to this volume, it used to seem like a fairy tale, now it seems like we are just pretending. Like it's a fairy tale story, but there's real consequences and real bad stuff going down. That's what I take that to mean. I don't know if there's a specific fairy tale that Crow is referring to, but we'll just have to see. It could be really interesting. If y'all have any ideas about what fairy tale Crow is referring to, leave it down in the comments. I'd love to read those. Leave whatever you think, whether you think it's dumb or not. I promise I'll read it and get back to you. So this is very interesting. I really have to think about this for a while. I just watched the episode, so maybe it'll come to me. So this episode was very, very intense. Lots of emotion going there, especially with the Weiss caper, that kind of thing. I really hate to see Weiss so upset like that, but I know that it's probably going to be alright because Weiss is strong and she's totally going to get out of that situation. I don't know what the farm boy's going to be doing. I think that he'll probably accept it eventually, but it's going to take some time and some convincing. Don't know what role he's going to play. We'll just have to see. Really, really loving this volume of RWBY. They really put a lot of character development into this one, and I really, really appreciate that. See, that's what's so great about RWBY. They've done action for the first 3 volumes, kind of ish. There's some story in there, of course. There's a lot of story in this one. There's some fights, of course, like you saw Tyrion and Crow and whatever. It's still RWBY, but there's lots of character development. I appreciate that the animators are taking time to flesh out the story and not just action all the time. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments below. I'm gonna try to keep making these and get them out on time for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. So I hope this video was a nerf for you. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye, guys.